Financial fair play was created to stop clubs from ruining themselves. However, never in the history of this sport have so many clubs been in debt. Never has there been so much inequality, and never has it been so difficult for the more modest clubs at the bottom of the table to truly compete against the team at the top. Because there are clubs that lose hundreds of millions every year and they never seem to face problems. There are others that spend an enormous amount of money just once and then spend years paying the consequences. How is that possible if the rules are the same for everyone? At the end of the first decade of the 2000s, European football had a very serious problem. Clubs were spending money they didn't have. Debt was exploding, losses were becoming normal, and success, in many cases, was simply both. Football was growing fast, but it was growing without control. That's why UEFA introduced financial fair play. The idea is simple. You can spend more money than you generate. Like a business, a club has to balance its books. It can operate at a loss forever. It can live beyond its means. It can spend recklessly. So far, so good. It makes perfect sense and it fits in the head of any rational person. But football doesn't work like a normal business. Transfers are amortized over years. Sponsorship deals can be inflated, debt can be restructured, and the rules always have loopholes. On paper, everything looks legal, but in practice, the system is far more creative. That's why some clubs with massive revenues and extremely powerful sponsorship structures grew up at high speed, while others faced restrictions and sanctions. Some cases like Manchester City or Paris Saint-Germain have been under investigation or under regulatory agreements at different points in time, which fueled the debate over whether the system treated everyone equally. And now you will have noticed that in the last sentence, I spoke in the past tense, because here comes the twist. In 2022, UEFA approved a new framework that came into force in June of that year and is being applied gradually. It no longer focuses as much on whether a club makes or loses money. Now the spotlight is on how much a club can really spend on wages, on transfers, and on commissions. It's a combination of an income and a spending rule with a squad cost rule. The principle is now very clear. From now on, starting in the 2025 to 2026 season, a club should not spend more than 70% of its revenue on its squad. That spending includes player and coaching staff wages, transfers, and agents' commissions. For example, if a club brings in 100 million, it should not spend more than 70 million on its team. This isn't about stopping clubs from growing, it's about preventing them from spending today money they won't be able to pay tomorrow. You will agree with me that on paper, the system is more flexible, but the problem is that we are talking about percentages, not fixed numbers. So, in practice, it still rewards those with huge revenues and puts more limits on those trying to reach them. And here is the key. Financial fair play promises balance. Today it manages inequality. It doesn't stop some from growing. It simply decides who can do it fast and who has to wait. And in modern football, waiting usually means falling behind. And when you understand that, football stops being just 90 minutes. It starts much earlier and it gets decided much later. Pay attention to what pops up here, because this story doesn't end here. Because financial fair play is only one of the rules shaping modern football. In this video list, we analyze those invisible rules one by one to understand how money starts deciding matches long before the ball even rolls.